Sleepy.
Once upon a time in Marianna, Arkansas, my family of orientation began. My great grandparents were expecting their first child. The midwife delivered the baby and identified the sex by shouting, "It's a girl." My great grandparents named my grandmother Rossi. Rossi was the only child, but when she grew older, she decided to marry the love of her life, Leroy Nash Sr. Through that union, 7 children were born, 6 girls and 1 boy. They were all born and living metro local to their mom in Marianna, Arkansas, in a big house with a cotton field, garden, and a barn with all sorts of animals. Although my family had all these things, they still struggled financially because of the political system. The rich stayed richer and the poor stayed poor. My grandmother's children went to school up to the 6th grade only because they had to assist with working on the family land due to financial struggles. They weren't able to hire anyone to help toil the land. Social institutions were very important to my grandparents. They wanted what was best for their children. And because they needed them to work on the land, prayer was much needed. So we believed and trust God that one day He would bring us out of poverty. As my grandmother's children grew older, they began procreation. My family did a great migration from Arkansas to Chicago for a better life for their children. As the chain migration moved to Chicago, they shared apartments with each other until they was able to make it on their own. My parents had 3 children prior to moving to Chicago, and after they continued procreation. Growing up, we lived in a 5 bedroom house on the west side of Chicago on Crenshaw around Western and Roosevelt. My parents attempted a dual earning income, but every time my mom went to work, 1 out of 10 children got hurt. My father was a construction worker. He assisted with building many of the buildings that are standing downtown today, as well as building many of the houses that are in the suburban area. My mom decided to work from home by doing ceramics and crochet blankets, hats, and scarves, selling them to help provide for her family. I didn't think we had such a bad life growing up because we had everything we needed, even if we had to wear hand me downs from our other siblings. My parents gave us the most important and the best gift you can give a child, and that was love, support, a listening ear, feedback, hot meals, and a roof over our head. Our family trips were to the farm to buy fresh fruits and vegetables. It was much cheaper buying it that way, especially when you had 12 mouths to feed. I graduated from high school, went to Sawyer Business College downtown, but unfortunately, the president of the college took off with the money with the loans. I was disappointed in her, especially because I had to take out a private loan. I was working a part-time job. They offered me a full-time position, and I took it. 5 years I worked with them up until they went out of business. I found out I was pregnant. I decided to move out of my parents' home and into my own apartment, Metro Local. My family of orientation grew, and my husband and I have a blended family. I had 2 sons, and he had 3 girls. My husband and I been together for 24 years and married 17 years. After we married, we decided to purchase a duplex and move my parents on the first floor rent free. Social institutions are a part of my family. We we had multiple properties in Chicago and Wisconsin. We were able to put our children through college. One is a psychiatrist, carpenter, pharmacy tech, CNA, and the other one is a housewife. We moved to Berwyn in 2008 because we got caught up into a predatory lending scam that cost us our property. But again, all things work together for our good. I learned to turn negative into positive because during this process, I saw on the news where families were killing themselves because of losing their house. I and my family made it, and we are still here living, loving, and laughing. It was the best move for me and my family. We have 12 grandchildren, 1 son-in-law, 2 daughter-in-laws, and procreation is not an issue. It's a blessing. Thank you.